everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl, your baby girl, your beautiful girl IGA, and here is IGA Designs. On today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to cut and sew a ball dress for a baby girl of 3 to 4 years or even more. Just use the method we are going to use now, you will achieve it. So without wasting much time, we are going to start. But before then, I would like to say a big thank you to my subscribers. I'm all happy that you people trust in me and pass by my channel to see what I have for you. So without wasting much time, let's dive into today's tutorial. I'm going to use this leftover material to make this ball dress for a baby girl of about 3 to 4 years. On my last video, on my last tutorial, I drafted a basic bodice for a baby girl of 3 to 4 years. So we are going to use it now to place on our material and cut our material out so that we start joining them together. I'm going to use this leftover material and also this organza material, the net material, and also the lining that is going to come in between the materials. So I'm going to take you guys step by step how I achieved this ball dress. As you can see, it is there right at my back, the ball dress that we made. It has a peplum to it. I added a peplum to it. It's a ball dress that is so beautiful. You would like to make it for your daughter. So now let's get drafting. I'll now use my basic bodice, place it on my material, then I'll cut it out. So now I have cut it out. The next thing now is to determine the down part of it, because it's going to ball dresses of children. It's always of two parts, the upper part and the lower part. The lower part, I'm going to make it a full circle flare. So now I'm going to determine how many inches that is left for the circle flare. So now the upper part of this blouse is 11 inches and the length of the cloth we are making is 20. The length of the cloth we are making is 28 inches. The upper part of it is 11 inches. Then we are going to minus 11 from the 28. What we are left with is 17. So the lower part of it, which is going to be a circle flare, is going to be 17 inches plus 1 seam allowance or two seam allowance. That is going to be 19 inches. So I'm going to cut out 19 inches on the circle flare. So now the circle flare, how do I determine it? I divide the waist of this baby, which is 24. I will divide it by 6.28. And what it gives to me, I'll now add it to the length of the circle flare that we are going to make. And that is how I'm going to cut out the flare. So now I will cut it out, both the flare and the lining and also the organza material that we are going to use. I will cut everything out and I'll show it to you. Now our panels have been cut out. Remember, the waist we are working with is waist 24 plus 2 inches seam allowance for the lower part of the flare that I'm going to cut out is 26. Now I divide it by 6.28. When I divide it by 6.28, I have 4 inches. 4 inches plus 6 inches length of the peplum I want to add to it is 10 inches. So I cut out my 10 inches. That is the 10 inches. I cut it out with the lining. Can you see it? From here to here is 10 inches. So I cut it all round. So the peplum that we are going to add to the upper part of it is ready. I've cut it out. And also remember the lining. I cut it out also with the same waist circumference. I cut it out, but the length is longer because what we need at the down part of it is 17 inches after we have removed 11 inches. So what is left for us is 17. So I cut out the lining and also the net that is going to be used to make it to look fuller. I've also cut it out. That's the net. And also this is the organza that will be used as the main fabric for the down part of it. This organza, I had to double the waist. So instead of cutting the circumference 4 inches, I cut the circumference 8 inches because I would like to fold it for it to be a little bit big. So the more inches you add to it, the more fuller it becomes. So I want it to be more full. So that is why I cut the waist circumference 8 inches. So I have to pleat it. So that is it. Now, the next thing now is to couple our pieces together. I'll start first by the upper part of it, that is the blouse part of it, the upper part of it. I'll now fix it together. I'll show it to you guys, and also the back, taking the darts, and I'll show it to you guys. The princess dart has been fixed. Can you see it? Can you see it? I'll fix it. The front panel have been fixed, and also the back panel. Also, I've taken in the 1/2 inch darts. So the next thing now is to couple the front and the lining together, the main fabric and the lining together, to couple it together, to bring them together. But before doing that, since it is a sleeveless top, we are going to come in from the armhole, come in by 1/2 inch, so that it will fit properly on the shoulder. So now I'm going to take my tape to fold it in this form. From the armhole area, you come in by 1/2 inch. You come in by 1/2 inch. Mark 1/2 inch. Then you trim it off so that it's going to fit properly on the shoulder. You do the same at the back. Just take it carefully because it's sleeveless. Do you see it? It will not sit properly on the shoulder. I will also do the same at the back. And after that, I will also fix the panels together. Now I have fixed the lining and the material together. Can you see it? Can you see it? I fixed it together. On the shoulder, I have fixed it. And can you see the shoulder? There are many ways to fix the shoulder when it is sleeveless. There are many ways so that it will be neat, both inside out. You can decide to fix it, bring it together to fix, but this I hide the fixing of the shoulder. Can you see it? What did I do? I have to close up the armhole, the sides part of it. I closed everything up. Then I took the back part of it and I put it inside the front. This is the way to do it. Just open up this. You open up the front part, then you take the right side facing each other. You now put it on the hole of the shoulder. Then you draw it up. Can you see it here? When you draw it up, it comes in this manner. When you put it from here under, you draw it up, it comes here. Then you stitch. After you stitch the 1/2 inch allowance that you have taken, then you pull it out. Then it will be neat in this form. So now, the next thing to do is to take our measurements to see if our measurement is correct or not. So I'm going to use my pin to take 1 inch away from the back for the zip allowance. 1 inch from the back for the zip allowance. I'll close it up. This is the 1 inch for the zip allowance. And also don't forget to trim off the excesses at the back. So now I'm going to take my tape. I'll measure 1 inch from the back. I'll measure 1 inch. Then I come down to the waist. Yeah, now it's off. So the next thing now is to determine our measurements. Then the front and the back panel together. Remember, we added a lot of allowances so that when the child is growing, you can also adjust. So now let's determine. The chest that we measured was 26. 26 plus 4 is 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So here I have about 17. So I have extra 2 inches left. In his chest, 30 plus allowance. So here I have 17. That is, it is more than 30. 30 is 15. Remember, we added 2 inches allowance for extra when the baby is grown, so that you can lose it if you want. So now I'm going to take these 2 inches. I'm going to divide 1 here and 1 here, plus the extra inches that is already added. So I'm going to make use of 2 inches. So from this area, I'm going to sew 2 inches, and from here I'm going to sew 2 inches. So when you sew 2 inches from the 2 sides, you are going to arrive at that 13. So that is the exact measurement of the baby. If you want, you can put it to be a little bit free. If you want, you can also maintain the 23 inches that you needed. So on the waist, now I have 24. So waist 24 divided by 2 is 12, and here I have 16. Remember, 1 inch sewing allowance and 1 inch if the baby is grown, you can use it. So 2 inches, and so altogether I'm going to close up this with 2 inches. So now I'll take it to the machine to cover it up, after which I'm going to add the peplum. You can see I have already sewn the peplum. I added a little bit of gum stay to be hard. So now the peplum is ready. After that, I will attach it to the upper part of this blouse. After then, we will now draw these ones, that is the flare of the down parts. I'll take it to my machine. With the longest stitch in my machine, I'll also fold the waist to 24. Then I'll also attach it to the upper part of the blouse. Then we will see how it looks like. Guys, can you see the ball dress is almost ready? Like I said, I have taken in the inches that is left to close up the sides, and also fix the peplum, and also the down part of it. Do you see the down part of it? Like I said, take it to your machine and use the longest stitch in your machine to determine the waist radius. Then you fix it to the upper part of the blouse. Do you see? Do you see the inside? Do you see the inside, how neat it looks? Do you see the outside of it? That's the peplum. So the next thing now to do is to put the zipper, to close it with the zipper, and also to put a rose at the back of the cloth, and also the hem of it, to know what to do to the hem, either to use a horsehair or to use a fishnet to fold the hem. But later I'll show you the one that I finally used. But now the ball dress that we are doing is almost ready. Please, if you don't know how to draft the bodies for the baby, check out my channel, my video that I've just posted before this. You will see where I drafted it, and you can also make one for your baby. Do you see it? The ball dress is getting ready. So now the next thing is to fix our zip and also take care of the... Now guys, I have fixed the zip. You see, I have fixed the zip and also the rose. And also on the lower part of it, I decided to use fishing line to hem it. Do you see how it makes it look more fuller and beautiful? Do you see it? So now the dress we are making, the baby dress, is ready. Do you see it? Isn't it beautiful? That's the front and that's the back. I decided to embellish the rose with beads, and also here I put it a pin, a pressing pin, so that you can open it up And after closing the zip, then you now button it back. And it looks special. Isn't it special? So why not make one front? So now our baby ball dress is ready. Why not make one for your baby girl and tag me on Facebook and on Instagram? And also remember, in making baby's dress, the more lining you use, the more net you use, the more organza you use, makes it fuller. If you decide to use 10 yards, 15 yards, it will be more full. You decide to use lesser, it will be less. So this is just for a tutorial. So use any yards of your choice in order to achieve your aim. So now, I believe this will be of help to us. So if this tutorial has been really of help, tag me, make one for your baby girl, tag me on Instagram and on Facebook. And don't forget to like, share, and comment on my videos. I love you guys, and I'll continue to deliver what I have for you. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.